Harvesting my potatoes. I've got them in this upturned freezer, and all I did was piled grass clippings on top of some soil that I've got in here. That's what I've harvested so far, and you can see they're all died off, and it's quite a good way to grow potatoes and easy to harvest, and I can get some really good ones out of it. Oh, look at this one. Oh, it's absolutely huge. Got a little hole in it, but that should be all right. What a whopper. That one's been exposed to the sunlight, so I'll have to cut that green out. But you can prevent that by just putting more grass on the top. So all I did was plant, I think, about half a dozen potatoes in here, and I've got this really good harvest. And it's so easy to harvest from them, because it's not hard to dig. Oh, look at that one. A couple of smaller ones. I think that might have been one of the originals. And I just leave them in here until they can mature. As you can see, this is turning out to be quite a good harvest. I think that one's a bit old. Anyway, I'll pop it in there, fix it up later. Oh, this is another big one. Look at that. Wow, awesome. I think if I keep going at this, this basket will be full. And this is just from a couple of potatoes. As I say, about half a dozen. And it's so easy to feel with your hands. And I'll just leave those little ones in there. They'll probably sprout and grow again. That one's all right. But this is growing in the method with just laying them on top of the soil and then adding grass on top of them. You could even add straw, but I just added a whole lot of grass clippings. It's still going. Best harvest yet. So good. Bit hard to work with one hand, but I think there's a potato way down there which has gone behind the cavity of the freezer, so I think I'll leave that. It's a tiny one, but he'll be okay. There's another big one. Wow, look, my basket is nearly full. I can feel more underneath here with my hands. I have to go and get another container. Oh, how good is this harvest of potatoes? Wow. That's a really old potato which did nothing. But this is the second year I've grown in here. So they say not to grow potatoes 2 years in a row in the same place, so this will be a good test to see if that's true. Looks like another big one. Oh. So yes. As you can tell, I'm very excited. The best potato harvest ever. And still going. It's going to be so full. I'm going to have to get another container. Good sized potatoes too. You see, it's so easy to get to them. Just rake your hand through and you can feel them. There's another good one. Yeah, I think that's it. So much easier. Oh no, there's another one. Well, that's it. All harvested. Now I'm going to go in and weigh them. What a beautiful day here today. Praise the Lord. Cucumbers have been going really well this year in my greenhouse, as are my capsicums. See a couple of yellow ones over there ready to be harvested. But these capsicum bushes are into their 3rd year. So it's very good. The greenhouse is very good to extend the life or the growing season of capsicums. And my tomatoes. And I've kept this beetroot in here. This is about 2 years old and it's absolutely huge. I'm just going to keep it there, see how it goes. My little Tom Thumb tomatoes. And of course the zucchinis, they've been very good as well. And this has been going really good. Can't think of the name at the moment. But it's been going very good. And the mint and the little tomatoes. A frangipani tree. Hasn't flowered as yet. It doesn't look like it's going to flower this year. More tomatoes. But this area of my garden I'm going to change into garden beds, raised garden beds, and do away with my self-wicking tubs, because I find that self-wicking tubs of this size, which are only about 1/2 metre by 1 foot or maybe 18 inches are just too small to grow vegetables suitably. So I'm going to turn this area here and this area here and a small area over there in raised garden beds like what I've got in my greenhouse. But instead of having 2 width sleepers, I'll probably go 4 high and go all the way back and then fill them up with dirt. So that'll be a project that I'll get on to very soon. So that's a look at my potato harvesting. Oh, and I must show you my pumpkin harvest. Or pumpkins, I haven't harvested them yet. You leave them to grow until the vines die. They had a very hard time to start this year because of all the rain that we had very early on. Here's a zucchini. Oh, and broke off there, never mind. So where's my pumpkins? Oh, look, there it is. Look at that, that's a good one. And I've got another one in here. And I think I've got one in that garden bed there. The butternut pumpkin didn't do so well. It's been a very challenging year for pumpkins. Here's a tiny butternut. And I did have some chocos growing across the back fence, but the rain killed them off. Anyway, that's my vegetable patch update with potato harvesting. I hope you're having a good day today. Praise the Lord. Well, let's weigh one potato. It's a big potato, 568 grams. Awesome. And this one, which is even bigger, 661 grams. That's amazing. So together, both these potatoes weigh 1.2 kilos. Incredible. Anyway, a great harvest. I've washed and a few green spots which have been exposed to light, and I'll just cut that off. But all up, pretty good. So we've had from about 6 or 8 potatoes, I've got 9 kilos of potatoes. Best harvest yet.